Hi, you guys. This is Odell Headley. I am your motivational coach for today, and I am going to talk about why yes and saying no is just as important. And now we're going to have a serious conversation about this because the things that I'm going to go over with you will definitely rock your mind and the way that you look at things as far as saying yes and saying no. Because sometimes we say yes to things and we say no to certain things, and you don't understand the impact and the importance of those things and how it affects your lives. So, my main focus will be on the importance of that yes and that no. Now, I am going to pull up my slide here. The main thing that I wanted to go over with you guys on this is why saying yes and no is important. We're going to go into depth on the importance of yes first, and then we're going to go into that on the importance of no. So first, why is saying yes benefiting? Is saying yes benefiting you? That's the main thing that you want to know. Is your yes to a question from a friend, a family, or whoever it is it benefiting you in any way? Well, the main thing that I will say to you is this: is how is it benefiting you? Say, for example, you have a plan in place to where you got a workout plan. You've been saying, I want to get healthy, I want to go, and I want to go to the next level of this because it's hard for me to stay on track with this workout plan. And so I am going to push myself, especially the next 90 days, to make sure I get up, get out there, and do what I have to do. Normally, Saturdays, it's your day that you do your longest distance because you're going to take a break on Sunday. So this Saturday, you plan on getting out there and going and do this workout, and you're going to be doing about 3 to 5 miles of running or walking, and it's going to exhaust you. And ring, ring, your phone ring. It's your friend, and they're like, "Hey, I would love to know if it's possible for you to come over and help me out with, you know, help me out with my front yard." And you're like, well, sure, that's not a problem. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna do it. But you have plans. The whole point of your doing what you're doing is you want to focus on your stuff. So you still have to work out, and then, but your friend is asking you to come over around the time when you're supposed to be working out. And this is where it's one of those things where you understand another aspects of why your yes is just as important. Because what if you turn that around and say to your friend, well, you know what? I plan on working out this morning, on that morning, and uh, one of the things I plan to do is a 3 to 5 mile walk run. Do you mind coming out there with me? And then afterwards, we'll go ahead and tackle your front yard or your backyard and the stuff that you would like me to come over and do. And your friend, some might say, yeah, sure, why not? Or some might say, well, I have a bad knee or something. Or they may do have a bad knee. Or they may say something like, well, yeah, that's not what I plan on doing with my Saturday. I'm so sorry. And it was that easy for them to say no to you. But it was easy for you to say yes to them. Do you see where I'm getting at? Sometimes you got to be able to say that your yes is really important, and you should be saying more a yes to yourself versus a yes to everybody else, because your goal, your plans was originally to work on your yard, work on your workout, not on their yard. Their goal is to work on their yard. your goal is to work on your workout at around the same time, and here they are asking you to do it, but they're not also willing to do certain things with you. So sometimes you got to be able to say, you know what, my yes is important, but my yes is important, more important to me. How is it going to benefit me? So moving on, the next thing I will go over is your goals. Is saying yes benefiting your goals? You know, sometimes we say yes to things that it's not benefiting your goals. For example, the workout. There could be other instances. You have your friend called you up. It is Friday night and everybody is partying it up. They're having a blast. They're having a great time. And they call you up and they say, hey, um, you know what? Uh, can we all go out to the club, because it's Friday night and stuff. But you had a plan in place. You had some bills and things that you wanted to tackle and get doing. And in doing so, you decided to take on some extra hours at your job. So, yeah, it's Friday night, but Saturday morning, you got to get to work because you got to go put in another extra 8 hours so that you can have that additional income you're looking for so you can tackle some bills. And you had your plan in place and everything else. And you said, and you know that the best thing for you at this moment is get my rest and stuff. But your friends keep coming at you. Oh, come on, come out and hang out and stuff. And you give in and you said yes. Did that help you in any way with your goals and your stuff that you wanted to do? No, absolutely not. Because you go out and maybe you're responsible enough to say, you know what, it's that time I gotta go home and get some rest. But no, you're out there because when you say yes one time, it becomes a yes more than one time, and then more and more. Because as the night progresses, here you are out with your friends. You guys got to drinking, hanging out, and all that stuff. Now your body's tired. You've been drinking, and when by the time you finally got home, because now they're finished partying, and you've been yesing your way through this whole thing because you're trying to be that, you know, I'm just trying to be that friend. And so you finally do get home and you pass out because you're so tired. And, effects of alcohol and everything else. You're tired, you're sleeping. Alarm goes off and you're so tired you didn't even hear it. Or you hear it and you snooze it. And next thing you know, you wake up in the middle of the day because the phone's been ringing and and you look and you had about 10 missed calls and it's your boss saying, hey, where are you? I depended on you to get here. You didn't get here and you possibly could have lost your job. Or if you didn't lose your job, put yourself in a position where now they're not going to give you those extra hours. They'll give it to somebody else who deserve it because maybe it was paying you time and a half or something like that because you were going over a certain amount. And so that yes answer to your friend, knowing that it is affecting your goal, and your goal of what you have planned was to work these extra hours so you can pay off some bills because you have a bigger goal in mind. You want to go on a cruise, you want to go do this, and you want to get rid of certain things so that you are scot-free when you go do this. And here it is, you said yes to somebody, and now you put your goals, your plans in jeopardy. So that's why it says that yes, it's very important. Is it going to benefit you? And is it going to benefit your goals? Now, next, we're going to talk about whether or not that saying yes represents you. That is a very touchy topic because sometimes people don't realize that yes, it doesn't really it doesn't represent you. I'll give you an example. I love certain causes, and I represent certain causes because it's important to me. Like one of the causes that I represent personally is Susan G. Komen Run for the Cure, race Run for the Cure, and I like to take part in it. I'm out there, I get the T-shirt, I donate, I I'm involved. Like I go, I'm interacting, and I'm doing it. So somebody else sees that, one of my friends, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so great at this. You get involved and you're really doing this. And oh my gosh, you are so awesome at it. Hey, I have this other nonprofit. I would love to have you on board with us because, you would be perfect at doing this because you already know how to do this, and you know how to handle yourselves in this type of environment." And so, it's a nonprofit. It's all for helping somebody. So why not? Why not help out? But you, but it does it represent you and what you want to be represented as? So, but this nonprofit wasn't. It was for kids as far as like youths and things like that. And next thing you know, you're in there and you're helping out with the stuff because you said yes. And that yes has now, not only is it taking your time, and there's nothing wrong with helping out with certain things, but make sure that it's something that you're passionate about, deeply passionate about. Because you can always donate to something like, oh my gosh, you guys are doing awesome. I'll donate to you. I'm not able to provide my time because my time is set for something else. I have some goals, you know, but is it representing you and how you want to be perceived or represented? Because now I'm in there doing this, and now it's, oh my gosh, Odell, the youth counselor, or I'm not a youth counselor. Oh, wait a minute, hold on a bit. That's not me. I'm just here helping out. Or Odell, the tech person, because she's helping us get our tech stuff together. It's too expensive for us to pay somebody else to do it. And she's awesome at it. And I saw her do it over here with this other organization. And she'll be awesome doing it over here with us. And the next thing you know, they start liking you and loving what you're doing. But now you're getting more and more responsibilities in something that it's not you who you represent, and what you want yourself to be represented. So that's really, really important in that yes answer. Think really hard about it, because while sometimes it may seem that uh, that person may be thinking, and they're thinking about the best interests of their stuff, it might not be in the best interest of you. So saying yes to something that it's not representing you may not be such a great idea. The next thing is how you want it to be represented. So that falls in line of who you represent, because I was representing one organization. That's what I am. That's what I'm representing. And I'll tell you the perfect thing on this is this. And sometimes these things happen and you're just like, man, did this person just derailed my stuff and turn it all around into their stuff? And that's not what it's supposed to be. So I will say this, the best example that I can give you is uh, I was invited to a gathering of some professionals, and I was invited there because I was doing a specific business. I was there to bring in business or meet some contacts or represent that business in particular. And I met this person, and they were dear and sweet and just business and professional, but they were specifically recruiting for something else. I wasn't there to be recruited. I was invited to be to meet other business people, and but they're dear and they're trying to recruit. They're basically use the pretext of course, I want to work with you business wise on what you're doing and things like that. But they had this quid pro quo attached to their stuff in a way that I didn't realize it at first until later on. I'm like, wait a minute. slow down. Um, and it was one of those things where, okay, hey, I want to invite. They invited me to another event, which was great. And the stuff that they had talked to me about was their business stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll be interested in doing that. But because they were recruiting, that lingo. Hey man, you be awesome at this. You're so great at this, that this should be easy for you. Please, try it out and stuff. And I told him, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try, a whirl and stuff like that. And now I'm here. They're inviting me to this other event. I showed up, um, you know, thinking I'm here to meet some business people and stuff. And it was uh, an event for their organization. And when the person introduced me, it was like, oh, hey, meet our newest representative on this, and in our stuff. And, I'm like, wait a minute, uh, that was not what I was here for. First off, I was here because you invited me to this thing. I'm thinking I'm coming to meet other business people, and now I'm being introduced as a representative of uh, this thing that you've been trying to recruit me into doing. And I'm like, wait a minute, that was a bombardment. And all because I was trying to be kind and sweet and not say a no because I'm trying to do business with someone. Instead, I said, sure, I'll give it a try. And that's another way of saying yes. I said yes to something that I had no idea about because that was just based on what they've been trying to get me excited and riled up about. But I said yes just to be a little bit supportive. And now here I'm being introduced as a representative for something that I hadn't even fully committed to because I really did not even want to do it. I was trying to be kind. So sometimes you got to be able to say, you know what? No. That's one of those things where you be like, you know what? I would love to do business with you in this area, in this field and stuff, and this is what I'm representing. But at this moment, I really do not want to join another organization. I do not want to join an MLA. I do not want to join in this business. I do not want to do the sales for this or anything like that. I am so focused right now on what I'm doing. And so, and if they can't respect that, then they can't respect it and you just move on. They're just, it's just not going to work. But if they can respect that, um, you'll have a better business relationship with that person overall. And you didn't make the mistake of saying yes to something when you're really not fully committed to saying to that person and that project and whatever it is that they are doing. So the next thing is how you want to be treated. That is so important in so many ways. I can't tell you enough how important it is because how you answer the yes is how you want to be treated as a person. Because um, and I know some of you have experienced this before where you said yes to something and or somebody else says yes to something and it was kind of coerced out of them because you know you were recruiting so hard that you went to your friend and you said, hey, I'm trying to do this and all this stuff, and I'm so excited about this. And, why don't you come on board with me? And they said, no. But the business or the thing that you joined, they told you, hey, yeah, that just means like, maybe they might, you keep talking to them and, you might be able to convince them otherwise or get them on the phone with your upline or your next person up or your next person that. But that person originally told you no. Respect that no. Some people don't. They just keep going and going and they want that yes. And so one of the things is like how you want to be treated is how you would treat that other person with the yes. Because if they wanted to originally say yes to you, they would originally say yes, or let me think about it, or something like that. But when you're working so hard because you're so excited about stuff and you miss all the signs that this person said no originally, but you sat there and you go through it and you said, you know what, let me talk to you some more. And now they're exhausted and they're just like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll give it a whirl. Then you get them on the phone with somebody else to try to get them upbeat and excited about it. But they're just excited. They're just exhausted at that point. You got an exhausted, yes, sure, I'll give it a try. Do you want somebody else to do that to you? That's why I said it's so important to understand your yeses and the response that you get from somebody, because you don't want that. You don't want somebody else to do the same thing to you, because you know what it feels when you say that, yeah, that tired, yeah, like I'm just, ugh, I'm so over this. Like, okay, yes, you don't want to answer nobody in that way. You want to be excited and say, yes, I'm so excited about this. I want to get involved and stuff. You don't want that tired, yes. You don't want to do that tired, yes. So how you want to be treated, how you want your yes to be treated is how you should treat that other person's yes. Because if they're not just as excited about something and they told you originally no about something and you did not respect that, and you try to turn that no into a yes and you got a weary yes, that means that you don't respect that person. And now that person no longer respects you. And it affects your friendship, it affects that business relationship and everything else, because you're going to spend more time working on trying to get them excited about something that they don't even want to do and they never wanted to do, regardless of, even if it worked out somehow, they still didn't really want it to do it. So it affects the way things happen. So the next thing I'm going to go over now is saying no hurting. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you enough how much that saying no is it hurting you. Saying no. Ah, my gosh. Sometimes we say yes to things that we should say no to in so many ways, and we know it the moment that it comes out of our mouth. And I will say this is that um, anytime, especially now in my life, somebody approached me about stuff, sometimes I may not tell them no because I'm on the fence, but I will say, let me think about it. And I would always say that to anybody that's in sales and things like that. Give that person a chance to breathe when you finish talking to them about any business venture, because you can ruin your relationship because you're so busy focusing on that sale or closing that person that you miss it all together because you're so focused on doing it, and you got that yes out of them that was dragged out. And that's why I say it's hurting you, because you got other plans, you have other things that you have planned for yourself, but because you went in and you said a yes instead of a no, now it's hurting you. That no could have been your lifesaver. That no could have been you spending more time doing other stuff. Now you said yes to something that you should have said no to, and now they're calling you on a Saturday morning and saying, hey, we got this event going on for our stuff. We need you to come out. And that's Saturday morning. You're supposed to be sleeping in. I'm going to get my extra hours. I am tired. I just need to get my sleep. But here they call you on a Thursday and Friday. Hey, you know how you said yes to something that you should have said no to? Well, guess what? We got something going on Saturday, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait for you to come out there and do this, blah, 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 blah. You should have said no the first time when you know that it was a no. Because now, if you turn around and said a no to the Saturday, like, why not? And you know, but we have something on Monday and then we have something on Tuesday. And now you're trying to avoid your friend or that person altogether. You know, you might not block their number. You may not do that, but you're going to see them calling and you're going to avoid. And this is also for salespeople as too, because sometimes you may not realize it. That's what you did to that person, and they should have said no to you, or they did say no to you, and you try to force that yes out of them, and then you don't understand why they're not taking your phone calls no more. But you're so busy being excited and focused on your own self that you're not really realizing that you just bombarded this person with something that they didn't even want it to do. And then you call your next person up and say, hey, maybe you can talk to them. You know, I can't get them on the phone and all this stuff. And now you got a third person involved, but all because you forced a yes out of somebody that originally told you no. And for the person that says the yes instead of saying a no, now you're getting phone calls from another person in the company. Now you're getting guilt even more into it, because that other person that they sending to call you is now going to say, you know what, that friend of yours that you signed up under, or you agreed to do this, they are such an awesome person, and I'm so glad that you're supporting them. And now there's something that happens called the guilt trip factor, and it just piles on and piles on and piles on. And now you're going to Saturday that you originally didn't want to do because you were supposed to be sleeping. You were not supposed to be there. And you are not supposed to be even involved in this whole situation at all. All because you didn't say no. So, yes, is the no hurting you? Absolutely. That no is hurting you right now, because now eventually you're going to either have to turn around and say to that person, look, you know what, I don't really want to do this. My answer is a no, which you should have done originally. But now it's hurting because now they feel like they've done all this effort to put you into something, and now you're saying no when you should have stuck to your guts the first time and said no. Now they've wasted energy and time on you when they could have put it into something else or somebody else that was really excited and interested in doing this. Think about it. So, is saying no hurting your goals? Absolutely. I will tell you that I cannot stress it enough to anyone. If saying no is going to hurt your goals, oh yeah, it do too. Because if you have your goals set up in play and you're not able to say that no, you said no to something because you have other plans and things like that in place for you, but you said no, so you're able to continue doing your stuff, your goals, and things like that, which is good for you. But there's another no that also can hurt your goals and your plans. So, for instance, you are interested in doing certain things in with your friends, like, hey, I would like to have dinner with you guys and bring us all together and we have a good time together and relax and stuff. And one of your friends said to you, hey, you know what, I'm having a little luncheon at my job and stuff, and we just everybody was asked to invite a couple of people, and the first person I thought about was you. Do you mind accompanying me to that? Now, is it going to hurt you? Is it affecting your goals right now? Not really. No, absolutely not. It's not affecting your goals or anything that you have planned to do. So why not go? But you said no. And then a couple of days later, you're now having your own event. And of course, you're going to call that same person up too. They're part of your friendship group. Hey, I'm having this event, blah, 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 and all this stuff like that. But by the time it got around to your event, that person had already rang about 5 or 6, because you guys all share friendship, of those friends, and told them that, yeah, man, I invited him to come out, or they were even at the luncheon that you didn't even come out to help support him. But yeah, I invited him to the luncheon, or her to the luncheon, and she just kind of blow me off like, no, she can't come out to the luncheon. I was gonna feed her. She didn't have to do anything. It was a free meal, and it was right next to her job across the street. It's not like she was like going to be doing anything spectacular. She didn't say, I got stuff to do. I'm so sorry I can't make it. No, she just said no. So, did it hurt you? Yeah, because then your friends felt some type of way. There was no explanation behind it or anything. You just said no. You didn't have any goals. You didn't have anything going on or any of that stuff. And you just sat in your cubicle at your office and ate your food because you just didn't want to be bothered. And you said no. Now, 2, 3 days later, you're having your stuff and you're calling people, hey, you guys coming over, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Now your support system of your stuff that you had going on, they're not showing up because you said no to something, and now it's hurting your other goals because you were thinking about having these people come over, have a little dinner, get together and stuff. You might have had something planned, because it's a goal or something that you want to accomplish. Like, yeah, come over, have a little Super Bowl party with me, and now you're sitting on the couch by yourself. Or it was an event where you were going to do some sort of like special thing where you're going to invite somebody over to come do some massages or talk to your friends about certain things, some gifts, or whatever the case may be. Now you're sitting by yourself because you done offended enough people, because now this person has passed on. When something gets passed on, it's passed on times passed on, and it turns into, yeah, she said no or he said no, and then he screwed the seat, and then he did all this stuff and then hung up the phone on me and all this stuff, and next thing you know, like, you this rude person, nobody wants to be around. I'm like, what? He did what? Oh my gosh. Oh no, I can't. And then you calling them like, oh, he calling me right now, let me avoid that call. I'm not going to deal with nobody crazy like that. So yeah, sometimes that no hurting your goal. Yeah, sometimes it can, depending on it. If it's a situation like that, yes. And I'm sure you can put other things in your life, events, things that you have done that have put you in a place of, I said no to something that was just so silly that didn't even make sense that I said no to, but I said no, and here I am now meeting that same person, and I can't get no type of support because I said no to something that was just irrelevant. Like, it was just a simple, you know. So, is no hurting your goals? Absolutely. Sometimes they can. So, is saying no hurting who you represent? Well, it's a double standard on that, because I will say that you can represent you can be representing certain specific things, and somebody invites you, like I've said before, somebody invites you to take part in something else, and you're getting involved and things like that, but it's hurting who you represent. Like, it's definitely not helping your type of stuff. Like, if you are overly religious, and or even, not so overly religious, but you believe in certain things, and somebody invites you to a sex party, would you go to that party? No, it's not who you represent. You are working on becoming a deacon in the church. You are working on doing this and living a certain type of life and lifestyle, and you're just like, you know what, this is not the type of thing for me. So you need to say no. Like, this is not going to work out for me. So, yeah, the answer is no, absolutely not. I will not be able to attend, and I'm so sorry that I will not be able to attend. Maybe even you have another event that um, is not something like that, something a little bit more along my taste. I will definitely come out, but that is something not in the best interest of me at this moment. It's the best way to say no, because it doesn't it's not who you want to be represented as, and that's really important that people understand that, why certain things you want to say no to. because it ties into who you represent, how you represent yourself. So another thing that comes up, and a lot of time, and how you want to be represented. So one of the biggest thing I will say that comes up all the time is sometimes how we want to be represented with our no. You want your friends or anybody around you to respect you and your no's. Because if you say yes to every single thing, they do not respect that yes as much. Because I'll tell you this. If you were saying no to a lot of things and then you say yes, they respect that yes. Because now you can like, wow, okay, she's really interested because she's always said no to stuff. Um, and you want them to respect you as a person, because if it's something that you are absolutely no, if you have a clear conscious mind that says I do not want to do this or that or anything like that, and you say no, you should absolutely say no, because then that person can only respect you, or that business person can only respect you even more. How many times have we seen a door-to-door person, door-to-door salesman come to a door and rang it, and you, while you know, like, I really don't want to get involved in this right here, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it because they're so sweet and all this stuff like that. When the answer should be no. Like, before that person show up, you are not even thinking about that stuff. You are not thinking about no cleaning products. You are not thinking about no security system. You are not thinking about any of that stuff because it was irrelevant to your life at the time. But because they show up at your door, you're now going to be purchasing something that you should just outright say no to. It's not even in your budget. No matter which way they try to spin it, just say no. That's their job to move on to the next door and stuff. That's not your guilt trip to carry. So sometimes saying no to those things can affect you and who you represent and how you want to be treated, because the only thing that salesperson can do is respect you even more. I think they would not respect you at all, or any person would, if you said yes to something that you originally should be saying no to, because then it becomes a trickling effect, as we've seen before with business and things like that, where it becomes a trickling effect because originally you wanted to say no, but you said yes to something that you should have said no to. So the next thing that we want to get into is saying no hurting how you want to be treated? Yes, it does. I cannot tell you enough how you want to be treated. You want other people to treat you. And this I will say, because I've done sales so for a long time, and I've dealt in a lot of business avenues and ventures and things like that. I will say to you that how you want to be treated is how you should treat this no. The reason why that is important, because if somebody said no to you, not necessarily no to you, they're saying no to something that you are proposing to them, and you try to convince that knowing to a yes, is that how you want to be treated? That you had a firm no on something and you want to try to change that around because now that you got a stinky yes. And yeah, I call it what it is, a stinky yes. Do we know what a stinky yes is? Oh yes, we do. We all know what a stinky yes is. Reason why we all know what a stinky yes is because a stinky yes, a stinky yes is a yes when we already know, we are very clear that this person does not want to do something. And a stinky yes, as I've stated before, is a yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Do you really think that person is really committed to whatever it is that you're trying to get them to do? No, they're not. They are absolutely not, because originally they told you no, but you are here convincing them. So the same way that you don't want to be treated that way, you wouldn't want to do that to somebody else. So you're not trying to get that no into a yes from nobody, because you don't want somebody to try to turn your no into a yes. because it doesn't feel good. It gives you that deep down, nasty, muggy feeling. It turns into just regret. It turns into resentment towards that person. That no becomes just that yes to something that you should have said no to becomes that something that can tear up a good relationship that you have with somebody that easily from a two-letter word, no, N-O. All they can do is respect it. It's better for them to respect the fact that you just said that to them, no, I'm not interested at this time, or it's just something just not for me, than to say, finally, yeah, or you drag that yes out of them. And that's my little buzzer letting me know my timing, the amount of time. But um, you want to get out of that. You want to just go ahead and just say that no, and make sure that it's clear, precise, and there's no mishaps at all about it. You know, I will say to you in so many ways that I can't imagine. You know, the importance of saying something that you really truly do not feel. So why is saying yes and no? Why is it important? Is why is saying yes and no as important? Is important. It's very important to your life, and it is so important that you do say yes when it's appropriate and it's something that you really want to do. You're excited about it, because when you say yes to something that you're excited and you are ready to do, you're going there full-heartedly into it, and you do it. And why it's important to say no when you need to say no, because it's not helping your goals. It's not helping you in any way. It's just dragging you down. It's causing you to have resentment, hate. Hate, strong word, but hate towards whatever it is that you said this yes to, that you should have said this no to. And so think very clearly, think very responsibly when deciding to say yes and no in certain situation. Again, my name is Odell Headley. I appreciate you staying tuning. If you love what I brought to you, the discussion, leave a message. Let me know how has saying yes or saying no has affected your life in any way. Even if it's positive or negative, um, leave a message. Let me know, because I would love to know how uh, what other situations and things that anybody else have gotten into. How has it turned into a positive for you? And one of my mottos is I am related to success. This is my I am related to success video special that I am bringing to you guys, because I am related to success is something that I started out doing, um, specifically because these are things that we do and put in place in our lives to be successful. And so I am related to success covers and encompass all of this. And yes and no is one of the series, and I am related to success. So enjoy and leave me a message. Let me know if you love what I brought to you. Please subscribe. Um, there's a couple of other videos in there on different topics, and leave a message if it's something that resonates to you and it has helped you or hurt you, and it's brought something fruitful to your table. Thank you so much. Again, this is Odell Headley, and thank you so much for tuning in.